right. Welcome to another episode of Church Hot Sauce, episode number 47. If you can believe that. We've got a great episode plan. I've got a great episode planned today. I'm going to be reviewing the rest of my case from Hellfire Hot Sauce. And for the spicy sermon today, we're going to be talking about Groundhog Day and changing up the monotony in your life, giving a little bit of spice. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I know I'm blessed to be above dirt today on Sunday, the 2nd of February, of course, because it is Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day. I don't know if you saw a shadow or not. Probably should have looked that up before I started this, but I didn't, so surprise. Go look it up after the show's over. So, I'm going to get right into it. Got some great sauces, again, from that case, that mystery case that I bought from Hellfire. They have great sauces and really, really good price points as far as if you can get your hands on the mystery boxes. Again, you get like 15 sauces for the case, and it ends up being like $7 a bottle, maybe even less. It's crazy. It's a great deal, a great way to experience a very large lineup that Hellfire Hot Sauce has. So let's get into it. One of the biggest reasons why I bought the case, on top of it being a great price point and something that I can use for the show, is there was a special sauce that came in there, and this is the only way you could get this sauce was through buying that case, and it is the Halloween Hell. Now, I have chosen to not open this bottle since it was an exclusive release. It will go on my little shelf of special edition sauces and whatnot, wax sealed stuff that I have. But it's pretty cool. Definitely cool to have sauces like that in your collection. I have a few that I definitely treasure. Some that I bought, some that I've been given. But stuff like that is a great way to start your collection off, and honestly, just a cool way to have cool stuff. So, right off the bat, we're gonna start off. We're gonna give it a Taylor Swift here. Shake it up, shake it up. We've got a Not Your Mama's barbecue hot sauce with apricot and reaper. And let's see here. I'm gonna have to use the magnifying on my phone to read the label. Again, sometimes companies have, everybody does it differently. But it's not that I have bad eyes, it's very small print. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Ingredients are going to be pure cane sugar, apricot puree, tomato puree, apple cider vinegar, water, molasses, garlic, fire roasted red jalapeno peppers, honey, pure maple syrup, cayenne, pepper mash, fire roasted tomatoes, fine ripened tomatoes, onions, reaper pepper mash, dark roast coffee, sun-dried tomatoes, sea salt, soy sauce, cilantro, cumin, chili powder, oregano, paprika, black pepper, crushed red pepper, coriander, curry powder, lemon juice from concentrate, lime juice from concentrate, dry mustard, onion powder, ginger, and cinnamon. So definitely quite the ingredient list on this one. Love the label, love the artwork. You got like this kind of like punk rock kind of pig guy on there. He's got a mohawk. He's got a leather jacket on. He's throwing up the horns. He's having a good time. Again, love the label work that Hellfire Hot Sauce does. It's very cool and very different. It definitely stands out, not only on the shelf, but also online as well. So that's very cool. So let's go ahead and get into it here. Open this bad boy up. Most of the time I can get it in one piece, so this is not one of them be one of those times. So alright. Let's see what we got smell wise on this one. I always like to give it a couple of these, make sure that there's not a cap on the top of the bottle. Ooh, okay. Mouth watering already. You can definitely tell that there's a presence of the cane sugar, just by that distinct smell of that pure sugar, that organic sugar going on. You can definitely get hints of the cumin. You can get the acidity from some of the tomato products in there. It really just smells like a really well done and balanced barbecue sauce right off the bat, if I'm being honest. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what the consistency's like here. It's got a good hold. It's not too thick, but it's definitely going to be thicker because it is made with sugar. It is supposed to be a barbecue sauce. Already, like how it's holding onto the spoon, that's great for wings. It's great for baby back ribs. Pretty much anything barbecue. Obviously, it's going to pretty much stand out amazingly and do exactly what you want it to do. Especially if you put it on like a piece of protein on the barbecue and you want it to finish off with a really nice glaze, a really nice sheen on the product. This is going to be great for that. That smells good. Cheers. Acidity from the tomato. Great sugar base, but not too sweet. Great texture of the sauce as well. A little bit of waves of the different of the the jalapeno, of the Reaper. I'm not really getting a whole lot of the apricot, but that's okay. Maybe if you glaze this and you allow the sugar to caramelize even more, that apricot flavor might come out a little bit more. Wow, this is yummy. You got Super Bowl weekend coming up next weekend, and even though I'm not a fan of who is playing, me and my dad have a great time every year, cooking and making food, just kind of being pigs, if you will, for Super Bowl. So I might just have to use this, see if I can get Dad to try some spicy stuff. Cumin pops out a little bit. It's so well blended that nothing really sticks out. It's just a really quality, good barbecue sauce. This bottle's gonna be gone quick. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. As far as like the spice level, it's not really too intense. It's really nice and pleasant. It sits on the front part of your palate. It doesn't hit the back of the throat too much. The spice level maybe is a 1 for me, so you're probably looking at like a 3 for a non-chili head. Honestly, barbecue sauce wise, this is a solid 9 out of 10. The only reason it's a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 is because I'm not getting the apricot flavor that I thought I would. Now, mind you, apricot's not like an in-your-face kind of fruit either. So you really have to put an absurd amount of apricot in there to get that kind of flavor. But it's really well done. There is some kind of fruitiness there, and I'm assuming, like, because it's a stone fruit, kind of base to it. It's not in your face like a strawberry or a blueberry. It's very mellow. Usually to where you have to cook it to get that kind of effect of extreme sugar caramelization going on. But really well done. I give this a solid 9 out of 10. The flavor's great. The heat is really well done. It's very well blended. It's very nice on the palate. And this is the Hellfire, not your mama's barbecue. Hot sauce. Apricot Reaper. Very well done. Nothing wrong with a 9 out of 10. So, can't be mad at that. Let's go ahead and cleanse my palate here. Next up, we're going to have the Not Your Mama's Barbecue Hot Sauce Pineapple Fatale. So we got that same punk rock pig, except he's got some palm trees in the background. He's still putting up them horns, having a good time. Love the green colors in the background as well. Great label. Nothing wrong with that. Hellfire puts out some quality label work, and we all know that. So let's see here. On this one, ingredients list, we have pure cane sugar, apricot puree, tomato paste, pineapple, distilled vinegar, honey, molasses, pure maple syrup, pears, water, apple cider vinegar, papaya puree, yellow 7-pot pepper mash, Vitale pepper mash, yellow Scotch bonnet pepper mash, dark roast coffee, soy sauce, salt, garlic, sea salt, lemon juice, cinnamon, dry mustard, onion powder, ginger, and black pepper. Now, the soy sauce and what was the other item? Dark roast coffee. That's definitely an ingredient that you'll see a lot in barbecue sauces. It's just something to really give it a base flavor. And soy sauce is already something that's just got a huge depth of flavor, as well as a dark roast coffee. So if you can integrate those into a sauce, you really develop the base flavor that you're trying to get, especially like something dark and usually sugary, such as barbecue sauce. So a great choice in ingredient list. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of similar to what we just reviewed. But hopefully that pineapple, that acidity and that sweetness from the pineapple, that roasted pineapple will definitely come out. At least that's what I'm hoping. Alright. We're going to give it a Taylor Swift. We're going to shake it up. Shake it up. Make sure there's not a cap on top. Ooh, I can already tell you, this definitely has a better viscosity than the Apricot Reaper. Already, you can tell that there's an array of fruit in there. You get the pear, you get the pineapple. You might even get some of the notes of the papaya that's in there. Wow, this is gonna be a good one. Back in the day, I used to say when I worked at a dispensary, if your nose likes it, your body's gonna like it. And I feel like food is the exact same way. Viscosity on this one. Again, a little bit more liquidy. Still great coverage on the spoon. Great viscosity. Wow, just like the fruit. I can already tell it's gonna come out amazingly.
My name is Matt.
Let's shake that up a little bit more. I feel like I just got fruit sauce instead of maybe what the entirety of it is supposed to be. So we're gonna give products a true shot here. Try that again. There we go. There's that pour. Come on. Definitely more of a syrupy consistency than a barbecue sauce consistency. You know, smoother. It's see-through. Not see-through, but like it's not as like I can see the spoon through the sauce instead of the other one. Pineapple comes out beautifully. Honestly, I'm gonna say pineapple, but it's really the pear and the pineapple, and the apricot and the papaya that are working so well together that gives you that exuberance of fruit that I'm getting. It's really lovely, especially with the background of those complex flavors, the soy sauce, the dark blend coffee, the pure cane sugar that really just sets it all off and blends it so well. This is crazy. It's a really good barbecue sauce. The heat level is not crazy at all. I'd say less than a 1. But the fruity notes that you're getting out of there are so spectacular. Like this on wings. This on wings all day. I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10 as well. Really, really good quality sauce. Cannot go wrong with that. Pineapple Fatale, Not Your Mama's Barbecue Sauce by Hellfire. And again, Hellfire is out of Wisconsin, Lake Geneva. If you don't know Hellfire, please go check them out. They're on Facebook, Instagram, all the platforms. There's even like a Hellfire Hot Sauce review page on Facebook. Check that out as well. And please don't forget to check out these reviews and others from other products of theirs on my YouTube channel, Pepper Bay LOF. Good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Cannot go wrong with any of those so far. That's really, really impressive. Clearly there's a theme this week. And that's fruit in the sauce. It just so happened to be the last sauce bottles that are in the case. But next one up is going to be Tangerine Hell. Tangerine Cherry Reaper Sauce. Now this label is horrifying. That tangerine is going to eat you. It's going to get you. It doesn't care where you live. It's going to find you. And it's going to get you. It's super intimidating label. Super what nightmares are made of. He's got a Reaper in each hand. He's surrounded by cherries. He's a tangerine himself. Everything that's encompassed in the title of the sauce is encompassed in the artwork and the label. Again, love that. Kind of know what you're getting. Ingredients on this one are going to be Reaper pepper mash. It's the first ingredient. Now again, if you didn't know this, on an ingredient list, the thing that is listed first, and so on and so forth, through the ingredients list, is the thing that has the most, that's the most of what is in that sauce. So, if the first ingredient is Reaper pepper mash, that's what the most of this sauce is. So, Reaper pepper mash, sweet cherries, tangerine puree, rice vinegar, pure cane sugar, peach puree, pineapple, apricot puree, orange pulp, pear puree, mandarin oranges, pure maple syrup, orange peel, lemon juice from concentrate, and lime juice from concentrate. So this should be, as far as the acidity, this should be absolutely outstanding. you should be able to get the overall effect from all those different acidic fruits. Let me see if I can get this label up here. The citrus notes is what I was referring to. I apologize. Not the acidity, but the citrus. It should be crazily citrus. We're going to give it a Taylor Swift. We're going to shake it up. Shake it up. You can tell the viscosity already is very, very... It's like, it's not too liquidy, but it definitely... It clings still. But it definitely is not a thicker sauce. Wow! Okay. Right away, right off the bat, it smells like I'm in an orange grove, you guys. Tangerines, oranges, all the citrus, okay? And not in a bad way, because that really complements that earthy, rustic, Reaper flavor and smell that I'm getting. Because again, what was used most in this sauce is going to be that Reaper pepper mash, because it was listed first in the ingredients. Wow. I can already tell you right off the bat, if you made some orange chicken and use this as a substitute for orange sauce, it smells like it'd be good. We'll see. We'll find out here in a second. But already, the amount of citrus that you're getting, just in the smell, is outstanding. Somebody knew what they were doing when they made this. Check out the viscosity and the pour. That's beautiful. That's nice. It's not crazy. It's a little thinner. It sticks to the spoon really well. Doesn't have too much movement, but does at the same time. So again, something like an orange sauce where it's like it's gonna cling to the protein, but it's also gonna drip. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Cheers. Wow. Wow. Okay. It literally tasted like I bit into an orange. The first part of the sauce, there's no heat. It's just a flash of what almost seems like you're drinking OJ. Super citrusy, super inviting, and here comes the Reaper Creep. Great flavor. Honestly, you almost get a little bit too much of that orange peel at the end for me. Wow. And then that heat comes in, and it's a nice heat. That is a solid heat. For me, that's at least a 4. At least a 4, maybe even a 5. So you're probably looking at like an 8 or a 9 for a non-chili head. This is hot. Wow. Wow. Such freshness, such use of that citrus. Incredibly impressed. The only thing I didn't like is about, like, you definitely taste the peel at the end. Wow. And that heat is still creeping up. That is a solid burn. That is, as a chili head, that's exactly the burn that you want. Yum. I'm going to give that a solid 8 out of 10. Again, heat-wise, it's going to be 4 out of 5 for a chili head like me. Impressive. And it sticks. It's not hitting me in the back of the throat. It's just hitting me on my palate. That's how you know it's a good sauce. Wow. Probably one of the best citrus sauces I've had. And I stand by that. Orange chicken made with this instead of an orange sauce, it would slap. It would be so delicious. That's what the kids are saying nowadays, right? It slaps. Wow, 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 wow. 8 out of 10. And there's nothing wrong with an 8 out of 10 score. Remember, like a Tabasco sauce, a plain table sauce, that's going to be a 5. So really anything above that is impressive. I don't really give a whole lot of 10 out of 10s out. So 8 out of 10. This is an 8 out of 10 is something that you go by and you might want to add in your permanent rotation. This is the Asian wise, food wise, I endless possibilities. Putting this as a glaze on ribs would probably be outstanding. Wow. Again, it literally tasted like I was drinking orange juice. It was it seemed like there was, like I was in Willy Wonka's thing and I had one of those everlasting gobstoppers and I'm eating while I'm eating, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm having a full meal while I'm only having a little bit. It was like fresh, watery orange juice going down my throat. And as soon as that dissipates, it's like bam, spice of your life starts creeping in. That rustic flavor with that orange peel, that almost bitterness, to hit with that sweetness, to hit with that earthiness from the pepper. Really impressed by that. You cannot go wrong with that at all. 8 out of 10, maybe an 8.5 out of 10. That's a solid sauce. Tangerine Hell. I picked up 0 cherry notes. That's just me personally. Nothing wrong with that though. That just means that cherry is accentuating something else that's making something else pop, and more than likely not, it's that citrus. Tangerine Cherry Reaper Sauce by Hellfire. Go check this out. Wow. I was not expecting that at all. It's such a unique flavor combination. Makes me think that more people should come out with like Reaper citrus sauces because of how well that accentuates that Reaper flavor. I'm not a big fan of like the Reaper flavor being in your face because it is a lot on top of the spice. But that citrus rounds it out so well to where it doesn't just spike with the Reaper flavor. It really gives it a curved, compassed flavor base that you really can't beat. That's an outstanding sauce. Wow. And I gotta double check and make sure that I didn't review this one already, because maybe I got 2 bottles in the sauce. Or 2 bottles in the case that I bought. So give me a second while I look this up here. And if that is the case, that's okay. Come on. Okay. So it doesn't look like I reviewed this one. I just wanted to double check because the name did look familiar. What's up, Midge? So we have the Hellfire Inferno, the Ajo Rojo, gotta love, again, the Hellfire label work is absolutely outstanding. Can't go wrong with the artwork that they do. And let's go ahead and take a look and see what the ingredient list is here. We've got diced tomatoes, fire roasted tomatoes, garlic, onions, cayenne pepper mash, fire roasted red jalapeno pepper mash, cilantro, apple cider vinegar, Reaper pepper mash, sea salt, chili powder, cumin, lemon juice from concentrate, lime juice from concentrate, paprika, and black pepper. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely outstanding. Yes, Midge. When my account got hacked, I did have to make a new page for this. So this is the new page. Alright, let's go ahead and try this guy out here. Let's go ahead and give it a Taylor Swift. We're going to shake it up. Shake it up. Excuse me. That's citrus sauce, my gosh. Okay. Inferno de Ajarojo. Let's go ahead and see what it gives smell-wise. Oh, there's definitely a cap on it, so we're going to make sure that that cap is in there so we can get a good quality pour. Oh, okay. You get a much more, like, this is definitely, like, automatically, it's like authentic Latin cuisine, which makes sense because of the name. Wow, that's, it's definitely, the smells are coming out, the pepper mashes are coming out, the citrus from the lime and the lemon juice, and definitely the acidity from the tomatoes. It smells like a classic red sauce, which, the Ajo Rojo, the something red. I don't know what Ajo stands for, but it's the something red. So classic red smell and flavor would make a lot of sense with that name, especially Latin-wise. Wow. This smells really good. Like already I'm thinking street tacos, carnitas, chili de árbol, or not chili de árbol, chili rellenos. Wow. Let's go ahead and see what the pour is like. Definitely a little bit thicker of it. It's thick. It is definitely a thicker sauce. Nothing wrong with that. It smells so good. It's got a nice cling to it. See how it's not really sliding over the spoon that much? It's just kind of chilling. That's awesome. Tomato sauce for sure. Oh my god, you could toss this in just like some pasta puttanesca, straight up some spaghetti, just to elevate your pasta and turn it into a hot pasta. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The absolute elevation of the tomatoes with that citrus and with the pepper mashes. It's decadent. It makes me feel like I'm in Tuscany eating some classic Italian food. Like, there's not Italian herbs in this, but it tastes like there is because of the products that are used. And that's absolutely, it's wonderful. But with like a Latin twist to it. That is so different. It's definitely, it gives red sauce vibes. But it's, again, like, it's almost like a mixture of like Italian and Latin together. Almost like a fusion, if you will. That's yummy. Take another little spoonful here. It's just that most of these bottles are gonna be gone by the end of the week. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The texture is so lovely too. It's like the tomato bits weren't fully pureed, so you still get like there's bits of like a lot of bits of tomatoes in there. That's what most of the thickness is from. Wow. You heard it. It got me in the back of the throat when I first tried it. But other than that, there's really not a whole lot of heat to it. So it's just a classic great red sauce. This is another one that's gonna be a solid 8 out of 10. Solid 8 out of 10. Infierno de Ajo Rojo by Hellfire out of Wisconsin. Please go check out Hellfire Hot Sauces. If you want to see me review more of their sauces, let me know. Definitely a good quality brand. Nothing wrong with that. Heat level's maybe going to be a 1. Nothing crazy about that. For non-chili head, maybe a 2 or a 3. Nothing crazy about that sauce whatsoever. That's a table sauce that can be used in darn near anything that you wanted to. Wow. Wow. I'm impressed by that whole lineup. Honestly, I'm truly impressed by. You cannot go wrong with that at all. Hellfire. They know what's going on. They really do. They really do. All right. It's that time in the episode. Oh, I got some spices in my teeth. It's that time in the episode where the spicy sermon happens. And my spicy sermon for this episode is around something specific that happened to my dad. Again, I said it in the beginning of the episode, it is Groundhog Day. Happy Groundhog Day. You have this little rodent, come out of its little house in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. My dad is from Indiana, PA, not too far. It's like 2 or 3 hours away. Maybe longer, I can't remember. Excuse me. Little rodent comes out of his little house. Little weatherman. If he sees his shadow, that means 6 more weeks of winter. If he does not see his shadow, that means that summer will be coming, or spring will be coming faster. It's a really cool tradition. Back in the day, they used to eat the groundhog afterwards. It's not like that anymore. But it's a deep tradition in part of my family's roots. It's something that we've celebrated for a long time. Like there's a banner outside of our house right now that says Happy Groundhog Day, because why not? And one of the reasons why that's very much ingrained in my childhood and my upbringing is because of something that happened to my father while he served in the Navy. So, if you know me, maybe you've heard this story before, maybe you haven't, but it's one that I've definitely told to many people because I love sharing it. I think it's one of the coolest things my dad ever did, and probably something that will live on long after he's gone. So, I'll try to do it justice. I've heard it 100 times, but I'll try to give it some justice here. So, while my dad was serving in the Persian Gulf, on the USS Abraham Lincoln, which is a Nimitz class, or a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, the ship that George Bush was on when he said victory over the war in on that side of the world, George Bush 2. That's the ship he was on. It was just decommissioned not even that long ago. Very cool ship. A lot of history on it. Very cool ship named after a very cool individual. Obviously, obviously Abraham Lincoln. So my dad was stationed on that ship in the Persian Gulf, off the coast, and it was monotony. It was same day. Every day felt like the same day. Just felt like you were getting up over and over again. A lot like the movie Groundhog Day. And they even used to play like I Got You Babe by Sonny and Cher, just because it felt so monotonous. It felt like every day was the exact same day. Um, and especially back then, before like the internet was big. This is in the 80s, and one thing that you used to do if you were a sailor or somebody in the military, you would write a company or write somebody, and they'd usually send you free stuff. Great PR for that company, giving something back to the boys in blue, good things all around, and just something to do when you're bored is write some letters, because again, internet didn't exist yet, and usually you got some free stuff. So my dad's sitting around the table with 5, 6 of his friends on Lincoln, and they decided, how can we change up this monotony? Well, let's write Punxsutawney, the Chamber of Commerce, and tell them that we're having a Groundhog Day celebration, and maybe they'll send us some free stuff. So they do this. I believe it was 5 or 6 of them, and they all sign this letter. They send it off. Don't really hear a whole lot back. And that happens. And then one day, my dad gets pulled in to see the captain of the ship, which is, like, no offense to my dad, but back then he wasn't high up in the food chain, so it's kind of odd to go talk to the head person in charge of an entire ship. So he gets pulled in. The chaplain's there, his CO's there, the first officer's there, the captain is there, and the first thought in my dad's head is, oh my God, my family has died, but everybody's here to support me, get me through this, and hopefully we'll go from there. And captain goes, Mr. Fisher, have a seat. He says, I want you to tell us all about Groundhog Day. My dad's like, going from thinking that your family's dead to hearing that, he's like, what? It's a little, yearly celebration that happens, not too far from where I grew up. They bring out this groundhog, sees a shadow, doesn't see a shadow, and he's a prognosticator. He's a weatherman, essentially. And this little man of a captain thrusts his fist down into his big oak table, and he goes, "No, I want you to tell us all about how you're having a Groundhog Day party, and there's a 5-star admiral that's coming to this party." My dad's like, "Oh, we kind of just sent a letter out to get some free stuff, and we weren't gonna have, it wasn't gonna be a big deal, it wasn't gonna be a big party." And the captain's like, "Oh, it's gonna be a big party. It's gonna be a big party." So, she's like, "You better figure it out, because again, there's a 5-star admiral coming to this party now." So apparently what had happened is the Chamber of Commerce got a hold of that letter. They loved that this hometown kid was going to be throwing a celebration. It's all over the papers out in Pennsylvania. Big deal. Way bigger deal than they thought it was going to be. And so one day my dad's, he's passing by the mail room, and they're like, "Hey, we have like 400 pounds of mail for the Groundhog Day, celebration. Who do we give this to?" And my dad's like, "Oh, well, no, I guess that would be me." So, you got little letters, from the Smith sisters on 3rd Street saying like, "Oh, so, good to see, a hometown kid, doing good things, and, bringing that tradition out there, and yada, yada, yada." Or there'd be baked goods from like the Brown sisters, or just random people. And one of the packages says, "To Daniel." Says, "Oh, that is literally me." So he opens it up. It's handmade fudge. My dad loves fudge, and especially when you're away from home, like, oh, like what better thing than some homemade fudge? So my dad starts digging in, and he notices it's from his aunt, you know, saying like, "Good to see that you were in the paper." Like it's all over the papers. It's crazy, and just wishing him the best and hoping that, you know, just saying how cool it was to see his name in the paper. And so it was like 8 ships came for this party. So we're talking about like battleships, aircraft carriers, destroyers, like coming for this party. They made up a groundhog, and there's all this stuff like Groundhog Day salt and pepper shakers, groundhog stuffed animals, movie posters. Like they got sent crazy amount of stuff. So like they took this stuffed groundhog that the Chamber of Commerce had sent them, and made him a little headdress. Said it was Punxsutawney Phil's cousin Jeb Ali Jake, and you know, they're gonna have him come out of this little sand hut, and if you saw his shadow, then everybody that was out on deployment would make it home safe. They even had they had a fake shadow in their pocket just in case like it was a cloudy day or something, so that they could throw that out there, and so that Jeb Ali Jake would have a shadow no matter what. It's an awesome story. The Admiral didn't end up coming to this event, but 8 ships came out for it. It was a big deal. I think like 4 out of the 6 or 5 out of the 6 of the people that signed that letter ended up getting their chiefs, being chiefs not too long after that, including my dad. Just a really cool story of like changing up the monotony in life. If life finds you where every day is the same, change it up. Even what you think is small might end up being a very big thing. They sent a oil lamp, which is supposed to be a sign of peace and prosperity, back to the Chamber of Commerce in Punxsutawney, and we visited actually in 2005 or 2006, and in the Chamber of Commerce, that oil lamp is still there, displayed in the Chamber of Commerce, and that to me is just the coolest thing in the world. I'm very proud of that. But again, change up the monotony in life. Even if you think it's something small, it's gonna benefit you if you can make tomorrow or today different than yesterday, and benefit you in some kind of way. Whether it's just your mood, whether it's your lifestyle changes, whether it's food changes, health changes. Change up the monotony, and if you can change up the monotony, you'll have a much better life and reach that next level in life. That's about it for today here on the Church of Hot Sauce. Again, happy Groundhog Day. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope I did the story justice, Dad. As always here, this is as always Pepper Bay from the Church of Hot Sauce. May the spice be with you and also with you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, everybody, and I hope that you change up that monotony in life and have a wonderful today and an even better tomorrow. Have a good day, guys.